Now, I might be wrong with this, but I think we're officially on, like, day 34? I think 34 daily uploads. I simply can't believe we've managed to get here. Like, I feel like it's fair to say now, and I didn't want to say this at the beginning and, like, have some, like, negative energy around it, but I genuinely thought I'd get maybe 11 videos in, so I'm very surprised. But we are approaching, like, the last week of daily uploads until we take, like, only, like, what, 1 or 2 days off, and then we go back to daily uploads again. So if you have enjoyed these daily uploads so far, please, if you wouldn't mind, just scroll down, press the subscribe button, because we're trying to reach 350,000 subscribers. You know, if I reach 350,000 subscribers, I will probably do nothing. But I'd be happy, and I think that's worth doing it, okay? And also, I have been promoting my Instagram a little bit more in these videos, and you guys have been plastering me with DMs, and I've been trying to respond to as much as possible, like, topics that you're suggesting, just questions or whatever, and I found it a lot of fun just to kind of, like, interact with you guys. So if you do want to go and follow my Instagram, it's at MARKIE. That's probably the best place to kind of keep in touch, you know? I think that would be great. But yeah, without further ado, I think we should get into today's video, because it's a little bit different. Now, I kind of did a video similar to this maybe a couple weeks ago. I think it was, like, 3 weeks ago now, where I answered your guys, like, assumptions/questions. It was basically where you guys got a chance to ask me any questions about past videos or past beefs I've been in or topics I haven't spoke about, just anything you want me to talk about, and I will talk about it. So, yeah, we're basically giving you what you want, I think. There's definitely gonna be someone watching right now being like, no, Callum, this isn't what I want. I want you to shout about Trisha Paytas. Where's my daily dose of Trisha Paytas slander? But nah, I think this will be a good video, because it gets you guys to make me talk about topics I would usually try and avoid, maybe. So let's see what you guys had to say. If you want to be friends with anyone who you've spoken about, who would it be and why? Now, I'm going to assume you mean who I've spoke about negatively, because I have spoke about people positively, so it makes sense that I'd want to be mates with them. But I reckon I'd be mates with James Charles, and I'd convince him to get our own, like, makeup collab, and I'd earn hundreds of millions of dollars, and then just retire for life. And I think that'd be a bloody great trade. So yeah, James Charles, if you happen to be watching it, because I know you're a big fan of the Markie channel, if you want to make me rich, be my guest. Do you think any of the YouTubers you've talked about should be permanently cancelled and never be allowed to post on the platform again? I mean, the simple answer, I could probably say yes. I've spoke about some awful people, okay? Especially, like, back in the day, I would talk about people that it's just beyond YouTube drama at that point. It's not just the standard stuff that I would kind of talk about now. But one person that came in mind as soon as you said that is, like, Lovely Peaches. Should Lovely Peaches be allowed on the internet? No, I really don't think so. In fact, Lovely Peaches could be in a prison right now. But yeah, I'm sure there might be, like, a couple more, especially, like, in the early days when I'd make videos. Probably a lot of them are, like, privated now, where people have just done horrible things. And just so you know as well, a couple of reasons why I did actually private them videos is, one, I'm kind of under the mindset now, and I have changed my opinions on this over the years, that I shouldn't really be making videos about stuff that should be handled by the police, okay? I'm not the police, I'm just a dumb little react channel. And also some other videos that you might see from the outside and be like, oh, you can talk about that, that's not going to get handled by the police. I've actually had to private quite a few videos based on the fact that every single video I would upload just got shut down with demonetized symbols left, right, and center. And that was mainly when I went through the time of watching these, like, TikTok react channels who would, like, react to, like, kids on TikTok, and it was really fucking creepy. So yeah, there's quite a lot of videos that I have actually privated, which is quite funny, because I've just looked at the screen right now, and the comment above the one I just read is, do you think you could do a tier list that revolves around the videos you've privated? That might actually be quite a funny concept, because I can talk about the videos, I just can't really show them, you know? So maybe we could do that and just show snippets of it. If that's something you want to see, then let me know. I think we could probably do that. Is there a drama situation you regret talking about? I'm sure there probably is. Right, let me have a think. Now, one that springs to mind, which isn't exactly the same as what your question says, but I remember when the whole, like, James Charles stuff happened, you know, when he lost, like, fucking millions of subscribers. I think we all know what that moment was like. I remember I made a video straight away being like, oh, I don't really like where this is going. Like, no one's really given him a chance to say his piece yet, and everyone seems to already be cancelling. I mean, he was losing millions of subscribers. And I just remember that video got so much hit. Like, probably the most hit I ever got in a video ever. And I remember at the time being like, oh, fuck, like, am I stupid? Like, maybe I do regret making this video. Now, in the end, obviously, I don't regret making the video, but I think there was, like, definitely time, especially on that night where I was looking at it, I was like, fucking hell, okay, maybe I fucked up. Like, how did I get this wrong? So, yeah, I hope that kind of answers your question. That was what sprung to mind first anyways. How's your own mental health been through the pandemic? Has creating on YouTube helped in coping with things? You know what, Jenny? Yes, I reckon. I reckon anything that kind of keeps you, like, busy and keeps your mind off things is always going to help regardless. Which is why I would always just recommend for anybody just kind of just pick up a hobby. It doesn't have to be YouTube. Just something you're interested in. It's like playing the guitar, playing piano, making YouTube videos, singing, anything you want. So I definitely do think that that's helped. And as for how's my own mental health been during the pandemic, I mean, yeah, for the most part, good. Like, bits of ups and downs, like everybody has. But I'm in a very, like, privileged position. I do realize this, where, like, I didn't lose my job during the pandemic, so obviously I work at home. And I feel like for someone like me, who is in a privileged position where I can just kind of sit here and make videos, and work-wise, nothing's really changed for me, it'd be a bit stupid for me to start, like, complaining about the pandemic and how it's, like, affecting things. There's definitely a lot more people who have unfortunately had, a tougher time during the pandemic, I can definitely say that. But I would love to think that hopefully, as times came on, people have came up with their own, like, coping mechanisms. Like I said, getting a hobby, keeping yourself busy, keeping your mind off things, because that can really help. That can help with anything, I think. Like, whenever you're sat there a bit upset, a bit sad about certain things, I think just keeping your mind busy is the best way to go about it. Now, that is coming from me, okay? That's MARKIE, as in, like, the YouTube React channel. It's not exactly professional advice. And you can definitely get better advice out there, but that's just my own personal experience. So, yeah, I feel like I rambled on about your question, Jenny. I do apologize, but I hope that answers it. If you could do a video with any YouTubers you talked about where you physically ask them questions about why they did stuff, which YouTuber would you pick first? Now, this would actually be something I'd love to do with certain people. I mean, I think someone like Lewis Clark would be a good one, because, I mean, that was, like, kind of one of the biggest dramas on my channel at one point, and it's been a long time now, so it wouldn't be just, like, a shouting match, I don't feel like, because people have cooled down, you know? But yeah, I think there would definitely be quite a few people I'd like to do that with. Obviously, it would have to be someone in the UK, realistically. And I don't really talk about that many people in the UK anymore, do I? Fun fact, actually, I was actually looking at my analytics the other day, and I knew I had, like, a majority American audience. Like, I knew that, but I just never knew what the number was. And I swear it was something like, maybe, like, 57% of you guys are from America, and only, like, what, like, 15% were from the UK or something, and then, like, loads of other countries, like Australia, Canada, like, so on, so on. And I just didn't realize how predominantly American it was. So, hello to my American friends. I'm sorry if I've ever made any jokes. I think a couple of videos ago I said that Americans tend to look quite old compared to UK people, but I promise I meant that in a good way. But yeah, maybe we could do it with, like, an American YouTuber I've spoke about, but online, maybe, like, over Zoom or some shit. If you got any suggestions, do let me know, but don't be unrealistic, because I don't feel like Trisha Paytas is coming on the MARKIE channel anytime soon. Do you think Shane Dawson will come back to YouTube? I mean, the short answer is going to be yes. Like, I do obviously think he's going to eventually come back, and it's probably going to be in 2021. I can't see how he would possibly ever go a year without coming back. I mean, he's already started to kind of ease himself back into it, but on other people's channels. What he does with that, I have no idea. I imagine he's probably going to make, like, a documentary about the whole situation or something, but it'll be interesting to see. How will he come back? Has he changed? Who fucking knows? But put simply, yes, I definitely do think he's coming back, and I would love to know your opinions on Shane Dawson coming back. Do you think he has the right to come back? Do you think he actually should come back and, like, redeem himself? Let me know. Have you not been offered a sponsor because someone you've talked about or because of a video you've made? Love the vids, Callum. Well, I appreciate that, Isabel. And the answer's actually yes. I've never actually spoke about this because it's not that big of a deal, but yeah, right, I can talk about it. What the fuck? Yeah, let's talk about it. It really isn't that big of a deal. Like, I've never had a sponsorship, like, in the works, and then all of a sudden it'll drop out. Like, oh my god, you spoke about our guy. But one in particular was just after I had made an array of videos on Shane Dawson. Was it earlier this year? It was this year, wasn't it? Fucking hell, this has felt like a long year. And there was this brand that I worked with maybe like 2 or 3 times in the past, and I kind of wanted to just do another one. So I emailed them and I was like, oh, blah, blah, blah. We've worked together before. Do you want to do another one? And then they basically said that I couldn't really do it because I'd made videos on people that they work with a lot, or like ambassadors of like the company or whatever. And they didn't really specify who, but then I kind of worked out after watching quite a few like Shane Dawson videos that he's also done quite a few sponsors with said company. And realistically, Shane Dawson has like 20 million subscribers. MARKIE is trying to get to 350,000 subscribers. Who are they gonna pick? So yeah, that's an interesting one. Not really that deep. It wasn't too big of a deal. I just kind of read it and was like, yeah, whatever then. Okay, we'll go on to the next one. And then to be honest, since then I haven't really done a sponsorship. I think I did one just the other day, but maybe I've done like what, 3 or 4 sponsorships all year. I don't really tend to do them. I would love to do them more. I mean, who obviously wouldn't like to have a sponsorship on their channel? But yeah, sponsors don't really touch me. I kind of talk about some dodgy stuff that they don't really like. Which is why, by the way, I think it's sick that when I do eventually get a sponsor, you guys in the comments are always like celebrating it. You always think it's sick. I really like that. I would hate it if like people would like be almost like discouraged by the fact that I have a sponsor, or like saying like, oh, why are you selling out or whatnot. So it really doesn't happen often, so I do appreciate you lot who do support the sponsors, okay, because it does help a lot. What would be the top 3 positive and top 3 negative impacts that being a YouTuber has had on you and your life? And did you foresee the negative consequences especially? Oh, very good question, Hannah. Now, there's definitely a lot more positives than there is negatives, but you have asked for 3 in particular, so, right, let me think of the top ones. I think number 1 is obviously the privilege of being able to work from home. I mean, like, when things like a pandemic happens, it doesn't particularly affect me. I do realize I probably do have it quite a lot easier than a lot of people. Number 2, I really fucking enjoy it. Like, YouTube is just something I watch 24/7 anyways when I'm not making videos. I just kind of live and breathe YouTube. I think I know far too much about this site. Like, I feel like I've been studying YouTube for like years. It's actually quite sad when you think about it. And number 3 would probably be that I don't have like a schedule that I need to follow. I mean, I do have a schedule that I write down and I do quite strictly follow, but it's my own schedule. Like, I kind of just make it up myself, and I can change it now and then if I want to. I can work on my own time, and that obviously makes my life a lot easier, and I realize that is also like quite a big privilege. But yeah, that would be the 3 positives, I reckon. Now, as for the negatives, and like I said, there's not as many negatives as there is positives. I can say that YouTube itself can be quite mentally draining, because you're always looking at analytics and numbers that realistically don't really mean anything, but for some reason mean everything to you. Like, if a video flops and gets like a 10 out of your last 10 videos, which means that you're worse out your last 10, then that ruins your day. Like, literally ruins your day. I had one maybe like, what, 3 or 4 days ago, and I was sat there being like, oh, well, I'm a failure. Alright, yeah, right, what, my day's ruined. Okay, right, on to the next. I'd say number 2, which is something that I have had experiences with, like, struggling with, but I don't want to sound like a dick by saying this. But it's not like a guaranteed wage each month, okay? You don't know, like, what you'd make, so especially when I kind of, like, was first starting YouTube, or a lot of last year, to be honest, I would like end the month with a lot less than I ended the previous month, and I would kind of struggle for that month. And I realized that really does kind of make me sound like a dick, but yeah, that was something that I kind of dealt with, you know, because like if your videos don't do particularly well in a month, you don't get paid as much. It's kind of as easy as that, really. I don't think I could pick one. I don't want to sit here and complain about being a YouTuber, because I mean, it kind of is a little bit like my dream job. I guess the other one would just kind of be like the demonetization thing, but I get why they do it, so I don't want to sit here and complain about it, because there are ways around it if you just kind of don't take the piss. And I realize I do kind of take the piss, because I do swear quite a lot of videos, but yeah, don't tell YouTube that. Are you gonna leave us high and dry on Twitch? Okay, right, I will answer this really fucking quickly, because a lot of people did ask this. I haven't been Twitch streaming recently because I've been uploading so much on this channel, and this is always going to be my main priority because it's my main thing, it's my main channel, you know? That I just know that if I also streamed on top of that, I would be burnt out to fuck, and I just know I wouldn't upload, and that is my main thing, like I said, and it kind of became like a choice of, do I stream as much, or do I upload as much? Like, which one do I need to pick here? Now, that doesn't mean I'm not going to stream, okay? I'm definitely going to get back on streaming, especially after Christmas and the New Year, but it won't be like every day like I was before. Like, I'd actually try and make them really good and have like a proper concept for them, and I'll definitely do them, but not as much. Hopefully that answers your question. What is the biggest drama on YouTube of the year, in your opinion? I don't even think it can be questionable, can it? The Shane Dawson stuff, man. Like, he reacted to a fucking video on an Instagram Live and screamed the fucking house down. I think it was definitely the biggest thing. I can't even fathom if anything can even possibly top that. I generally think that the only thing that can actually top it on, like, the history of YouTube in terms of, like, notoriety and how many people actually knew about it would be either the Logan Paul Japan incident or James Charles and the losing 3 million subscribers thing. Like, I genuinely think the Shane Dawson stuff probably comes in at third, right? Like, everyone fucking knew about it. Like, it was on the news, like mainstream news, everyone kind of knew about it, and it was going on for like a month straight. So yeah, definitely the biggest, definitely the fucking biggest. What is the rich kid you did a video on 2 years ago up to? I don't know, should we find out? Blake Linder. Okay, right, he was called B Sneaker, I'm pretty sure, and he's changed his name. Okay, let's see what he's up to. I got another apartment. Wait, when did he actually get his first apartment? Let's see this. Wait, he uploaded a video called Tour of My New College Apartment 2 months ago, and he's uploaded a new apartment a month ago. Yeah, he's probably the same then, I reckon. Oh, it must be nice, Blake Linder. It must be fucking nice. Okay, Marky, what do you think is the main difference between the UK and the USA content creators on YouTube? Now, I think the way I'm going to answer this is kind of unfair for a few reasons. I think mainly because whenever I think of American YouTubers, I all of a sudden just think of LA YouTubers, as in like the LA influencers and the TikTokers and, you know, the most stereotypical like vloggy LA people. When realistically, America's a big fucking place. there's probably a lot more in America that are very, very fucking good. I mean, Mr. Beast and David Dobrik, I know David Dobrik's not actually American, but he lives in America, okay? Them two in particular are like my two all-time probably favorite YouTubers, and they live in America. So I do think the way I'm going to answer this is a bit unfair, but just know the way I'm answering it is in terms of like LA influencers, you know, your stereotypical like TikToker or like your vlogger, you know, just one of these like kids that loves themselves. And the reason I say that is because you don't really tend to get that over here in the UK, especially from what I've seen. Like, generally on the top of my head, can't mention a YouTuber in the UK who's got quite a decent sized following, who's like a flexer, you know, and it's like he loves themselves and is really, really rich, so they just show it off completely and they're a bit of a dick and they just get themselves in the drama 24/7. Whereas in LA, there seems to be like a whole fucking pit of them, okay? Like, it's never ending. So I think in that regard, I'd say that like UK creators, for the most part, seem a lot more like down to earth and genuine compared to like your standard LA YouTuber. But then again, there's a lot of other YouTubers in America that are really fucking good and are just as genuine. I have just narrowed them down to LA because I'm a bit of a dick. So sorry, Ray, I have changed your question slightly, but I can't do any better than that, okay? It's a really big place. It's so hard to sum up. The real question is, how tall are you, actually? Oh my god, this is one of the most pumped up one as well, for fuck's sake. I don't know, actually, right? I've never actually measured myself, so I don't know. But all I do know is that, George Memulus, another YouTuber that you might know of, I'm sure he says he's like 5'7" or 5'8", yeah? And I'm quite a bit taller than him, but I'm definitely not 6 foot, okay? I'm definitely quite a bit shorter than 6 foot. So I don't really know. I think I'm like, what? Like, maybe like 5'8", 5'9"? I don't know. I'm quite small, okay? Right? That's the general answer, for fuck's sake. What do people you went to school with think about the whole YouTube thing, and do they get it? Yeah, they get it now. Like, well, my close mates, like, from back home definitely get it now. They don't watch it or anything. They don't have a clue what's going on. They don't know about half the shit that I talk about. But they see how it's, like, can be enjoyable, and like they know what I'm doing basically. But at first they definitely didn't. When I was in school, I hated the fact that anyone could find out. I kept it a secret for many years. People found out. I quit in like year 9. I was like, fuck that, I don't want any of this, because they used to put on like the whiteboards and shit. And then when I actually left school and I went to college, within like the 6-week period where you're off school, I restarted again, kept it a secret for like a year, and then told one of my mates, who then told the whole fucking college. Everyone found out again. But I'm kind of glad they did find out eventually, because it would have been very hard to keep a secret for that long. People were a lot more like understanding when I got to college, basically. There were still quite a few people that would just kind of take the piss out of it, but they were a little bit more understanding at that point. What kind of content do you see yourself making after the new year, when you're done with posting the everyday challenge? Now, that is a very, very interesting question, MHW, and it's one that I don't really exactly know the answer to just yet. I mean, this would be a great time for you guys, and I realize hardly anyone's even watching at this point. What, we're probably like 15 minutes in now? Yeah, there's probably no one watching at this point. But if you are watching, if you do want to leave a comment and tell me what your favorite videos of mine actually are when I do make them, please tell me, because I would love to do videos that you guys would want to see. I've done like an array of different videos on this channel and on different channels in the past. So, yeah, what has been the most enjoyable thing you've seen from me? And I'd probably end up doing that realistically. But I definitely do want to do a bunch more stuff. I'm going to carry on doing basically what I'm doing right now for the most part. I've got like a show type thing that I kind of want to start. I mean, there's not many people watching at this point, so I will just tell you, Sam. Just spoil it, shall I? I basically wanted to make like almost like a little mini YouTube show, which is making it sound like a lot more professional than it is, okay? It would just kind of be my standard stuff, really. But it would be me and another person, maybe like once a week, talking about all the shit that happened that week on YouTube, stuff that you'd probably kind of heard me discuss slightly in my videos. But it would be us going into more detail about it first of all, and also the fact that we're kind of talking about it, we're probably going to disagree quite a bit, and we can have quite a debate about like what's going on. And in that way, you're not just having one opinion, you're also having two opinions, and you're bound to agree and disagree with somebody probably. So I think that would be like a concept I really want to do. I would also love to do more videos a bit like, wait, I'll show you which ones I mean. So when it comes to this year, okay, I will tell you my 3 best videos I think I've personally made, okay? I'm not sure what the order would be, but I'd say this one right here, fake haunted channels, are ironically hilarious, and it's just kind of like me and Becky reacting to like these fake haunted channels. And there was like a bit at the beginning where I did like a green screen and I was like in the video and whatnot. It took a long time to make, but I'm really kind of happy with the results. There's also this video, Can We Please Stop These Creepy TikTok Boys, which had the song at the end that a lot of you guys always mention. It's weird because this is probably actually my worst performing video of the year, potentially. I'm not sure if I did a video that got less views than this all year, but it's definitely one of my favorite ones. So yeah, I kind of want to do more similar stuff to that, but maybe come up with a better like title or something, because clearly not a lot of people clicked on it. And then this one here, buying YouTubers' biggest scam so you don't have to, which is where like I looked at Trisha's mystery box and made my own mystery box and sent it to like Cam and Lewis and whatnot. And I don't know, I thought it was a fairly okay video. We spent a lot more time on them 3 videos in particular, so yeah, maybe some more stuff like that. But at the end of the day, like I said, it's just kind of gonna be stuff that you guys enjoy. Whatever you enjoy the most, I'm probably gonna do the most of. It's as simple as that. And now for the next question. It's coming in from Johnny Crisps, and he says, Callum's desperate for content. Fuck you got me. And I think that's probably a perfect place to leave the video, isn't it? I was very desperate, Johnny, okay? Thanks for exposing me like that. Fuck's sake. But yeah, something different in it. I'm uploading every single day, so I thought we kind of like spice up and put some little different videos in there as well. So if you did enjoy this video, please do let me know in the comment section. Please do leave a like on it as well. That's the best way to let me know that you enjoyed the videos. Also, like I said, we're trying to reach 350,000 subscribers on this channel. We've been uploading daily for like 34 days or some shit like that now. So yeah, if you do want to subscribe, that'd be much appreciated. Also, if you want to go and follow my Instagram and Twitter, they're both at MARKIE. I'll interact with you guys a fuck ton on there, so that's probably the best place to find me when I'm not uploading. And yeah, I guess until tomorrow, I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, right, goodbye.